Just imagine, for a second, a future where you're not chained to a paycheck. A future where your income doesn't just stop the second you stop working. Today, we're not just going to dream about it, we're going to lay out a concrete plan to make that a reality in just 7 years, using the incredibly powerful strategy of dividend investing. I mean, let's just be honest for a moment. You know that feeling you get on a Sunday night? That little pit in your stomach? It's the feeling that your freedom is over and another week on the hamster wheel is about to begin. It's the feeling of trading your time, your life, for a paycheck that never seems to be enough. That's more than just stress. That's a signal that you're ready for a real change. So what if I told you there's another way? Not a get-rich-quick scheme, but a well-defined, totally achievable plan. A strategic roadmap to completely change your financial life in less than a decade. We're talking about a 7-year mission to build an income stream that works for you, 24/7, so you can finally stop working for it. Now, to build that future, we have to understand the engine that's going to drive it all. Think of it like this. We're going to create a financial snowball. And yeah, it starts out almost comically small, but if you do this right, it will grow into an absolutely unstoppable force of passive income. The very core of this snowball is something called a dividend. So what is it really? Well, it's simple. When you own a small piece of a solid, profitable company, they literally share some of those profits with you, their owner. It's a cash payment that usually shows up every 3 months, just as a thank you for being an investor. And here's where the mindset shift really happens. The absolute best way to think about this is like owning a tiny piece of property. The dividend, that's your rent check. You own the asset, and it pays you just for owning it. It doesn't matter if you're working, sleeping, or on vacation, the rent check still comes in. And this right here shows the mental switch we have to flip. See, most of us are stuck in the world of active income. If we stop working, the money stops. Simple as that. The goal, the entire point of this, is to build streams of passive income, where your money starts doing the hard work, earning more money all by itself. That is the real definition of freedom. And that very first dividend payment you receive, even if it's just a couple of dollars, that's it. That's the start. It's the first handful of snow you pack together. It's not about the amount at all. It's about the fact that you've officially begun the process. You've placed your snowball at the very top of a long, long hill. So, how do we get that snowball rolling? How do we turn it into a life-changing avalanche of income? Well, it all comes down to a simple but incredibly powerful 5-rule blueprint. These aren't just suggestions. You can think of them as the absolute laws of this system. So right now, you're probably asking, okay, what's the exact strategy here? How do I turn this cool idea into a real, actionable plan that I can actually start? Let's break down that blueprint. These 5 rules you see here, this is the heart and soul of the entire strategy. Let's walk through them one by one. First, rule number 1, invest consistently. This is the fuel for your snowball. It's about building an unbreakable habit of adding money to your investments, ideally automatically, every single month, no matter what the market is doing. Being consistent is way more important than being perfect. Second, focus on quality. Look, we're not gambling here. We're strategically buying into solid, dependable companies. The ones with a long, proven history of not just paying, but consistently increasing their dividend payments year after year. That growing dividend is a huge sign of a healthy business. Third, and listen up because this is the secret sauce, reinvest every single dividend. This is the key that unlocks the magic of compounding. When you get a dividend payment, you don't spend it. No, you immediately use it to buy more shares. And guess what? Those new shares then start paying you their own dividends. It creates this powerful feedback loop. It's truly exponential growth. Fourth, practice extreme patience. I can't stress this enough. This is a marathon, not a sprint. The first couple years are going to feel painfully slow. You'll be tempted to chase something that looks faster. You have to resist that urge. This whole system is built on the power of time. You have to let it work. And finally, rule number 5, track your income, not the price. The stock market is going to go up and down. It's going to create fear and greed. Your job is to ignore all that noise. Your one and only measuring stick for success is your annual dividend income. If that number is going up every single year, the plan is working, period. Okay, following those rules is one thing, but it really helps to see the destination, right? It makes the journey so much easier. So let's move on and actually visualize what this 7-year path can look like when you stick to the plan. But before we look at the timeline, just pause for a second with me. Can you actually picture it? What would your life look like with an extra stream of income flowing in every single month? One you don't have to clock in for. what would really change for you? Just hold that thought for a moment. All right, this is the map. In year 1, you're just laying the foundation. The income is tiny, it's almost nothing. The real win here is just building the discipline of following those 5 rules. Then, by year 3, you start seeing real momentum. The snowball is finally big enough that you can feel it rolling on its own. Your reinvested dividends are starting to buy a noticeable amount of new shares. By year 5, you're seeing significant growth. Now the income stream is substantial. Maybe it's enough to cover your car payment or all your groceries for the month. And then somewhere around year 7, you can hit the crossover point. This is that magic moment. It's when your annual passive income has grown large enough to cover all of your core living expenses. That right there is financial freedom. This chart tells the whole story. Look at that tiny little bar for year 1. It's almost flat. This is where most people give up because the results just aren't that exciting. But then look at the jump to year 4, and then that massive leap to year 7. That curve you see going up, that isn't just growth, it's acceleration. This is visual proof of compounding doing its thing. The biggest takeaway here, your commitment will be tested the most at the very beginning, when the rewards are the smallest. You know, a perfect strategy is pretty much worthless without the right mindset to actually execute it. This journey is maybe 20% financial knowledge and 80% emotional control. So let's wrap this up by focusing on the internal tools you absolutely need to see this through. It really all boils down to these 3 things. Unwavering discipline to stick with the plan, especially when it gets boring. Unshakable patience to let time and compounding do their heavy lifting without you messing with it. And a clear long-term vision, that picture of your future freedom we talked about, to keep you going when your discipline and patience are being tested. You know, in the end, after all the thinking and all the planning, it really comes down to a simple truth. The secret to getting ahead is getting started. You can watch videos and read books forever, but your financial reality only changes when you actually take action. So, I'm gonna leave you with this question. This whole 7-year journey is built on a single first step. What is one small, concrete thing you can do this week to get your own financial snowball rolling? Maybe it's just opening an investment account. Maybe it's setting up an automatic transfer for just a few dollars. Whatever it is, commit to doing it. Because the person you will be in 7 years is counting on the decisions that you make today.